groundbreaking support for existing powerful archetypes is crazy, but in Age of Overlord, crazy is the new normal. We get cards like the Labrynth level 6 fiend monster, which means you can now virus someone on turn 0, which I want to see happen on a live stream. We get Manadium support as well, finally unlocking the 1 card combo for the deck. Manadom Triller Sukta is available. Visa Samsara, this is really exciting, and so stick around. I'm going to break down some of the best archetype support cards coming out in this booster set. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the video. I think we all knew this was coming. The Visa Samsara card, the Soft Saga cards, the Vader card, all of them are going to come together to finally, hopefully, complete the Manadium archetype, which means we now have a 1 card combo. Because this card counts as Visa Starfrost, you can basically summon this, go into Lightheart, search Visa Starfrost or Rykart, special summon Rykart, add Arrival, and finally gives the deck just that extra bit of consistency because it's a 15/21 monster. This is going to help Imaginings draw cards, and because this lets you shuffle back your banished Visa's monsters, this also helps with the Vicious Astrad because he banishes. I think this does also unlock Crimson Dragon and Calamity in a much easier way. So, you know, I'm curious to see if the deck will still just become a Calamity Turbo deck, or if it finally will be powerful enough to not even need that. As far as the trap cards, I'm honestly not sure if they're even going to be run. The deck is quite powerful at the moment and only uses Reframing as its only trap card. But if I'm being honest, I think a lot of the cards and the support cards will just be a nice addition to the storyline. And if you see my Heart video where I summon Vader and Panshad, skip the opponent's turn and summon every Heart boss monster. With Manadium Triller Scuda, the Realm Heart or the new Visas monster, and the level 2 tuners basically bridges you straight up into the Prime Heart or the Visas Amritar. And because you could target any number of tuners and turn them into level 2s, again, everything is making Prime Heart even more powerful. It's going to give you like 3 or 4 attacks maybe. There's a lot of things to cover as far as Pendulum support. Of course, the cover card being the upgraded Zark monster, but now Exceed the Pendulum. This card basically revived my love for the Draco Slayer archetype. So this is a link-free monster, gains 100 attack for each Pendulum monster card you control. So all the arrows point down, which we love to see. Potentially will replace Celine's. If it's link summon, you can add a face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. During the main phase quick effect, you can special summon from your hand or graveyard in defense position a Pendulum monster with a level between the 2 cards in your Pendulum zones. This basically, I think, replaces Celine now. It's a great bridge because Celine will unfortunately need spell cards in your, for example, field zone. So in a weird way, this card will actually allow us to bridge the Super Heavy Samurais even better, as we now definitely do not need to run Sky Arias. But I still think that's a pretty cool card to run in Draco Slayer. Fire Recovery, which is a pretty interesting fire support card. We've been getting a lot of that since the Volcanic booster pack, as well as obviously Rescue Ace and the Diabell Star strategy. So target 1 fire monster in your graveyard, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, which is a card effect. It does trigger Terror Elements. And if you do special summon the targeted monster, this card is amazing in Rescue Ace because you can actually trigger Preventer when it goes grave. It doesn't matter how it goes grave, it can special a banish Rescue Ace. So you're having some really crazy link climb capabilities with this card. And it has a grave effect too. You can banish the card from your graveyard, target 3 of your fire monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them in the deck, and of course draw 1 card. I'm really excited that fire cards are finally getting the support they need. Another great card for the Snake Eye archetype, which sends a lot of things to the graveyard, and Noble Arm. So, you know, the Konami has obviously been pushing the Infinable deck quite a bit. The fire support, the Diabell Star support with level 1 fire monsters. You can bring out Renaud, you can bring out Hydrant. Again, Jessyncron is a great example. Decatron is another great example. And just as I'm saying this, we did get Infernoid support announced. So I think a lot of things are aligning to make certain decks in the game really, really powerful. So, you know, another card you want a placer of, even if you don't plan to play a fire deck. Vanquish Soul has been a kind of low-key archetype at the moment. It did gain a lot of popularity early on, but since then has become a much lesser represented deck. But I do think with Vanquish Soul Jiaolong, this is going to be what the deck needed. It also is a fire monster, which I think was pretty important. I mean, they literally ran Fenrir and Riseheart just so they could find the fire monster. And because this adds any Vanquish Soul card from your deck to your hand, this basically solves a lot of the problems of the deck. Add exactly the disruption you needed, or if it's a draw you need or the burn you need. Heavy Borgar and Various are going to see a lot more play now thanks to Jiaolong. Is a level 5, so I think that means you can also just easily tribute summon it. If you do reveal 3 of the attributes, which is Dark, Earth and Fire, you get to burn the opponent and nuke the whole board. But all your Vanquish Soul monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. I think this is going to be exactly what the deck needed to help protect you against the opponent and hopefully allow you to keep that Vanquish Soul advantage or tagging out and special summoning. The Labrynth Butler card is also quite a big deal, and I remember when this card was announced, people were going crazy over the Labrynth deck. During the main phase, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, or summon a Labrynth monster, or you can set a normal trap. So let's say you did a virus on someone, or you can do simply the Daruma Cannon, which is one of the best removals in Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment. And because it's a quick effect, that means you can activate trap cards on your opponent's turn. So that means a turn 0 virus card, and hopefully not too toxic, because having a trap card that you can just straight up set and activate does sound pretty busted. I wonder if just Labrynth players will run this card. As I'm saying this, I'm actually confused why Konami printed this card. The more I talk about this card, I'm actually very confused how it got printed. This basically feels like a custom card that someone made for the Labrynth deck, and Konami actually made it happen. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. What cards are you excited about playing? Will you now completely change decks that you were planning to play in the next format, or are you just excited to upgrade the decks you're playing already? Firstly, I'm really excited for the Labrynth monster. As a Rescue 8th player, as a Manadian player, this is a really cool booster pack. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.